How do you deal with setbacks and challenges in your life? Hey, it's Lenny Wennerstrom, and I am here to help you to find your purpose. One of the ways that I do that is to read a passage from Dr. Shad Helmstetter's book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose. Because when you have your purpose, when you know that overarching reason, we have many purposes in life, when you, that overarching mission for being here, when you know what that is, you have direction, you know pretty much the direction in which you're going and where you're going, and it feels right for you, and it feels comfortable. And when you don't have that direction, you feel like you're in this rudderless boat just being pushed back and forth, and many times we'll blame others. We get into that drama triangle that I've talked to you about before, which I use in my spiritual coaching and coaching overall as a life coach. That drama triangle, you are the victim. I mean, there's the victim, not you are, but the victim, the rescuer, and the persecutor. And it's really interesting how often we can get into that, especially when we don't know who we are, what we're doing, where we're going, why we're going there, like our overarching, that mission in life. When we have that, we have more self-esteem because we know where we're going. We know more about what we want to do in life because it feels right for us. So that is why I come day after day. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that in following my journey, you will know that my hubby is in the ICU. He is now in a step down ICU, a different hospital, where there's actually rehab involved in this, as opposed to just the taking care of. He has a tracheostomy, or he had one that was taken out yesterday morning. So now that's healing. So these steps forward. So I am back for reading August 15th, the passage for August 15th, just because I got a few days behind in explaining, and I mean, in explaining to you that I got a few days, I didn't get a few days behind, I chose the days that I just felt exhausted and didn't feel that I could be my best for you. So these last few days have been those days of just where I think it's where more he is getting better, and I could let down a little bit, let myself come back to the motorhome and rest and things of that nature. But there were also some incidents and things, so it was like this up and down again, and I just felt exhausted. And today is the first day that I feel actually better, and today's actually August 18th, but I am reading the passage for August 15th to ensure that you get every single passage. It's important because this book, it's not that it's the book, it's the contents, it's the intention for Dr. Shad, for you, for me, that we understand the self-talk that is so precise in telling the brain what it is that you want to tell it. Like, he has figured out the brain needs to have precise directions. It's not subjective. It's not, oh, okay, well, I'll do this, you're tired today, so I'll just, give you a break. No, it's very, very objective. It's objective. It runs on programs, and it's neuroplasticity. So whatever is repeated the most, that's what the input equals the output. So the more that you tell it that you're not good enough, not strong enough, you don't have enough, this is too hard. How often have you heard me say this is difficult? And I was like, I checked that, I was saying it several times, and I every single time I had this little niggling in my mind, and I was like, the more that I say it's difficult, the more difficult it becomes. Why? Because this is what I'm thinking, this is my self-talk, this is difficult, rather than flowing through it. And one of the reasons that I come on every day, even if I may not come on every day consistently, but pretty much, I'm every single day, I will give you the passage for the day. I may skip a day or two and then come back and catch up, but I'm here every single day with the passage of the day for you. because it's important for you to understand just how very powerful this neuroplasticity and plan in training your brain to do what it is that you want it to do, so that you can live the life you want to live, so that you can find the success in every single area of your life. And most recently, what I have been sharing with you is just my journey, how you can excel in times of change, how you can have the most amazing life, and when you are in the most tumultuous times of your life, and how you can see that as challenges to help you to grow and be stronger. And so these are some of the things that I share with you. And I've got the air conditioner. I turned it off in here on this zone of the motorhome, so it's a little bit loud, but outside was the wind, and so it's like I'll do the best I can with this. I couldn't find my microphone to I'll keep looking for it, and in between videos, and see if I can find it again. I've looked a couple of places, then I start doing a video, I'm like, oh, maybe it's over there. So as I'll just continue to read and put these out for you today. So this is for August 15th, which was Thursday. 138 days left in 2024, 62.3% complete with 2024. So here is the passage for today. I refuse to let setbacks or disappointments get me down. That's life, and life is exactly as good as I choose to make it. So I choose to see life in the most positive, optimistic way. I always deal with the challenges of today, but I never forget the unlimited possibilities of tomorrow. This is so powerful because I'm sharing with you my journey, because I'm not living your journey. I'm living my journey. I'm living my life. You're living your life. Each of us are so unique, and my belief, and if you're on my channel, I just share my beliefs, that we come here and we have a mission. It's like, what did we come down here to planet Earth? Not come down, but wherever. Why did we come to planet Earth? What was it that we wanted to learn this time around? What was it that we wanted to share, give consciously? What was it that we wanted to create consciously, and really try to give of ourselves, or to learn for ourselves. And then when we leave, we've just added to the conscious collection or collective of hopefully putting a higher frequency, but it's just more experiences that are added. And so it's really beautiful, this tapestry that each of us weaves, that is a completion of the whole, which will never be complete because it's infinite, but it's beautiful. So no matter what you're going through, it is unique to you, just as mine is to me. And so I share my experience, and hopefully you can glean some, or gain some nuggets of tools I use, or wisdom I share, of things that I have learned that can help you in your journey. So this one to me was, I refuse to let setbacks or disappointments get me down. That's life, and life is exactly as good as I choose to make it. And the most amazing part of that is I have learned not just during this time, but as I've continued my own spiritual journey, and as a spiritual guide and mentor, I've been really seeking to really flow through life. And when my husband became very sick with this, this was a blood infection that just almost took him out, and several times. And so it's been like this up down journey, and getting first the vent, to breathe through the vent, and seeing your loved one like that is, if you've ever seen that, you know how difficult it is to see that. And you know they're trapped, right? They can't move, and they can't move their head. They're just like trapped there. My understanding is they don't ever remember any of it. So if you are experiencing that now or in the future, I'm finding that to be true, as my hubby has now been much more conscious in the last 2 days, and he doesn't remember anything. So I'll just share that with you for however that you take that. But these are the things that I share, and these setbacks and disappointments, you can look at them as setbacks or disappointments if you see them in a different way, a perspective shift, if you will, of this is a challenge. Like, this is how I can rise. How can I see that? And here's another tool for you, which I share often. Everything is a message to me for positive change, and I share this with my clients, because when you understand that you came here and your higher self is guiding you, always guiding you, God, higher self, higher power, divine, source, whatever, universe, whatever you want to call that higher power, you're constantly being guided. And my belief is you chose it. So we chose this lifetime, you chose the body, you chose the experiences, and you get to expound on those experiences. You get to experience you have like these contrasts of things that don't feel good and things that feel wonderful. And so you get to experience life on planet Earth, life as a human, having a human experience. And that's why I moved my spirituality, the practical spirituality which I teach. It was all about your spiritual journey. But then I came into neuroplasticity, and it's like, oh my gosh, Aruz, here's the thing, the human experience, because we're here on planet Earth. And it was always, well, how do I get through the death of my mom, or how do I get through this divorce, or how do I get through this a fight with a peer, or a sibling, or in my job, or how do I deal with, like, it's all these unique experiences for each individual. Like in my job, how do I deal with this person who I can't stand, or who's picking on me, or the person who has fired me, the boss who has fired me, or like, how do I have love for them, or how do I keep going? And I was just, and I have all these spiritual truths, right? My beliefs and things that I have learned and things that I believe to be true for me and for the world, and as I see it. And I could share those all day long, even with myself, and really move through in a better frame. But it wasn't easy until I came into this, to really understanding neuroplasticity through Dr. Shad Helmstedter's work, because I always knew, I've known for so many years and studied neuroplasticity and how it works and everything, but I was still using affirmations, and affirmations aren't repeated, and they're not specific, clear, concise directives to the brain. They're just these overall, usually kind of a spiritual nature, a metaphysical nature of just, whatever it is that it is that you want to remind yourself to be kinder to, any of those things. And so that is one, like, everything is a message to me for positive change. That's an affirmation. I would have it on, I still have it, but on my mirrors, on my window, on, in front of the toilet seat. And as I had many right there when I lived in my other home. So those affirmations, they're reminders, and it's like, oh yeah, but it's not a clear, concise message to the brain that you're constantly listening to and hearing. It's being recorded into your brain, so, and then wired into your brain. So that's the difference of affirmations and between affirmations and the self-talk phrases, like the self-talk phrases in here. More importantly, the self-talk phrases in the app that I always promote for the app, which is a self-talk app, Positive Self-Talk. And that is, it's repetition. These phrases said 3 times, each one said just a little bit differently, and it goes into your brain and it records it. And the more often you do it, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, or even longer, your brain starts wiring that message in, and it starts replacing those negative programs that you have that say you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're not, I always say the same things, but it's true. It's like, you're not tall enough, you're not good enough, you don't have enough money, you always marry or get into a relationship with the wrong person, or you don't have good friends, you can't remember names. Like, there's so many of these things that are programs. They literally are programs. They're wired into your brain, and so you think they're true. In fact, just today, one of the nurses said, "I'm not good at puzzles." She was trying to find stuff, find the nurse button for Steve, my hubby's, and she said, "I'm not good at puzzles." And both Lynette, my daughter, and I, we looked at each other and we just smiled. It's like, that's a program. And so, does it help her? And she was untangling and trying to move through things, and so that's a program, and that's a belief, and so because she has that belief, she then has that attitude about that, which then makes the feelings about that she's not good at puzzles, and there's frustration in it, and then her actions, right? What the outcome was, it took her longer, and there was frustration, and while she was trying to not look that way in front of us, it was very obvious, all of that, and that's all a choice. It's a program, and it's just, and it helps me, it helps Lynette. Lynette is our daughter, and that's cosmicmoves.com. She's an astrologer. I always share that because she's so amazing. And so if you ever need guidance with your chart, because I also believe that you choose your chart, your astrological chart, your natal chart, and so there's guidance in that as well, which has been very helpful for me, and in seeing Steve, my hubby's journey. So anyway, all of that programming, it's not helpful when it's negative and it holds us back, or it's limited. So we are in, I'm in my RV, if you're wondering, if you're just watching for the first time, and I'm actually inside the RV. We are in Amarillo, Texas, and so you'll see as people come in for the night or for a couple of days, you'll see that behind, because I'm sitting, we're right off the road where they come in. Anyway, so that, all of that, just to share with you that these passages, they're very specific for the brain, and so they help you to rewire your brain. If you were to repeat the passage that I just read to you, and I'm going to read it to you again, we're going to spin it around to where it's coming from your higher self. But if you were to spin it around, you would understand it's like your higher self talking to you. It's like in the second person, like you are talking, like you, I'm telling you, understand, you do this, you refuse to let setbacks, rather than I in the first person, which would be yourself. So we're going to read that in a second, and I just wanted to finish, I think I did not finish the thought on the everything is a message to me for positive change. So the more that we understand that everything is a message to you for positive change, we understand that these are experiences on planet Earth of the life experience, and so therefore it's something that is happening for you, not to you. So it's not wrong or right, good or bad. It's, that planet Earth is a planet of duality, and a lot of what is happening on planet Earth is fear. Fear creates separation. We are not separate. We are all part of the whole. We are all part of Source, God, higher power. We are all part of that. Call it children of God. I like to refer to it as drops in the ocean, right? All the drops they get, the spray goes, when it hits a rock, and all the little things of spray go flying out, and then they drop back in to the ocean. Well, if they don't I just thought about that. If it's really hot, it's really hot here. I think it was 101 today. That's the 18th, by the way, the actual date. But we are reading the passage for August 15th, not to confuse you, but just if you see this later. That the drops can be, evaporate, but then they go and then they come back down. But just think of the drop of the ocean that just goes up and it has all the constituents of the ocean, and then it drops back down into the ocean and it becomes the ocean. Is it a drop or is it the ocean? Right? It's just a matter of degree at the moment that it's a drop, and then it goes back into the ocean and it becomes the ocean. And that's how I believe that we are. And so these experiences, they're not happening to us, because if they were happening to us, we'd be the victim. We would be the one, we would be, this life is happening to me, it's not happening for me. When it's happening for you, you are in charge, you are moving forward, you are aware that you have choices around how you think about it, how you perceive it, and how you react to it. You have choices around your decisions, you have choices around your beliefs around it. And the way to change your beliefs is through neuroplasticity, the beauty of our neuroplastic brains, our plastic brains, which can change, and that is to have repetition of the right programs, the programs that you choose. And that's the app that I talk about all the time and highly suggest you get. So we're going to read it in the second person, and then we'll go on to August 16th. So I read it in the first person, so now we're to in the second person. You refuse to let setbacks or disappointments get you down. That's life, and life is exactly as good as you choose to make it. So you choose to see life in the most positive, optimistic way. You always deal with the challenges of today, but you never forget the unlimited possibilities of tomorrow, because tomorrow is unlimited. Yesterday was unlimited. Today is unlimited, because it's all one. And when you're thinking in terms of limits, that you are limited, you are not limited. If you believe you're limited, you are. Whether you think you can or can't, you're right. That quote attributed to Henry Ford, and I don't know if I have it exactly correct, but that's the point of it, and it's true. If you believe something to be true, guess what? It is. And just like the nurse who said, I'm not good at puzzles, therefore she's not good at puzzles. Is it because she couldn't be good at puzzles? Nope. It's because she believes she's not good at puzzles. So you can be good at absolutely anything you choose to be. And I'm here to show you and guide you every step of my way, to show you the way to move through the most difficult of times, and to thrive, to flow through it, and actually excel in those times of change. And I love that book by Dr. Shad Helmstetter, You Can Excel in Times of Change. And I have adopted that because I know I can excel in times of change, and therefore I am. That has become a belief. When I actually thought about it, it's like, this is really difficult. This is really difficult. And I was saying that a lot, and I may say it again because I'm still working on listening to the programs that say I got this. But I almost every single time I say that, I switch it. I've edited my self-talk. I've noticed it, become aware, monitoring it, and then I edit it, and I change that to it's challenging, and I also say this is happening for me, and I got this. I got it. And I can deal with this, and I can excel in times of change. Those are some of the things that I say when I use the word difficult. Doesn't mean that the human experience doesn't have difficult times. I choose to look at those as challenges that can lift me. So I hope this has been helpful. I love you so very, very much. Oh, you can do this. You can find your purpose. I believe in you. You are amazing. You are unlimited. You were born with unlimited promise and potential. And you can do, be, change, create, have absolutely anything that you want. If it's up to you to understand neuroplasticity and change your brain, change the input with those programs that you can find in the description. You get that app, those good programs, so that your output will be amazing success in every single area of your life. I love you so very, very much, and we'll see you for August 16th. August 16th in just a bit. Have a great day. Ciao.